So the concept of spin angular momentum, which is proportional to the Pauli vector sigma or Sx, Sy, Sz in terms of sigma x, sigma y, sigma z. These are 2 by 2 matrices, and you can construct 4 by 4 matrices, which are Dirac matrices. So Dirac matrices, they are built on these three 2 by 2 matrices along with a unit matrix. Unit matrix having element 1, 0, 0, 1. Only diagonal elements are 1 and 1, and non-diagonal elements. So the entire spinor algebra, which describes Fermi particles or fermionic particles, having spin, fractional spin. The other particles were described in terms of the Klein-Gordon equation, for example, with spin 0, spin 0, not spin 1. Spin 1 is a vector particle, photon. Okay, it has 4 polarization states. Okay, so timeline and the longitudinal, they are superficial components, and only the transverse components, 2 transverse components, are physically relevant. So an electromagnetic wave travels like this along the Poynting vector, and electric and magnetic vectors, they vibrate in a plane perpendicular to the direction of propagation. Okay, so these all beautiful, wonderful ideas, equivalence of mass and energy, and one more concept of, namely that of the creation of energy out of vacuum. So the concept of a vacuum state in quantum mechanics and quantum field theory or quantum theory is a very, very important idea. And the vacuum state is not really empty, but it's a boiling soup of particles being created and destroyed continuously. And in my lecture course, I even told you towards the end, and I like to mention it again, please look at chapter 9 of Bhagavad Gita. Just look at the first 8 to 10 slokas, not all of them, but read its Hindi translation and also English translation. I don't know if you people can stay in touch with Garima ma'am. She will distribute you one copy of this Bhagavad Gita, which we have ordered. So it will Sanskrit with Hindi translation, with English translation. So this second chapter is the knowledge of science, and 7th chapter is also Gyan Vigyan, knowledge of Gyan Vigyan. And 9th chapter is knowledge of sovereign science, Raj Vidya Raj Guhyam, Gyan Vigyan Sahitam. This is what it says. This is nothing but quantum field theory in physics. Quantum mechanics and its generalization to 3 space, 1-time dimensions is quantum field theory. I will talk about its further generalizations. Okay? Today, because you people are very good students and very good friends by now, so I hope that I may be able to transfer some of the basic concepts to you, at least in the dream form, if not in a very concrete, because you are too young. But early age से ही एक्सपोजिशन मिलना जरूरी है. तो आप सोचिए, सर कुछ बता के गए थे, अच्छा कभी सामने आएगा तो आप देखेंगे उसमें क्या है. So look at some, I have forgotten the sloka number, maybe 4 or 5 or 6, something like this, of chapter 9. Krishna defines the concept of a vacuum state. Please do read. He says, मैं अपनी किताब लाना भूल गया. वो he says कि मैं उसमें खुद नहीं हूँ और फिर भी वो सब चीज़ें मुझ में स्थित हैं. So if I consider a QED theory, quantum electrodynamics, consisting of electron, positron and photon field. So at one point, if I consider the creation of these 3 points, at another point of space-time manifold, that these 3 particles annihilate each other. Okay, these 3 particles annihilate together back to the another point of space-time. All this is possible. This all is explained. Also, I mean, these are 2 analogous things. Don't misquote me saying that sir told me, Dsk sir told me quantum mechanics and quantum field theory is written in Bhagavad Gita. I have never said that. The concepts are similar, analogous. In quantum mechanics alone, in my last lecture, we had talked about the creation and annihilation operator, which I said that they are also being referred to as by international physicists from outside India, that Brahma and Shiva and the product of the two, creation and annihilation operator A dagger A, or by whatever name you denote it, is represented by some capital N. So this is the number operator. It's Vishnu. It preserves the eigenvalue of the eigenstate at its original value little n. Whereas if you apply it to A dagger, the Brahma, the eigenvalue of the right hand side would increase by 1 quantum unit of energy h cross omega, and the application of the destruction or annihilation operator A would decrease the eigenvalue of the eigenstate by 1 quantum unit of energy h cross omega. Okay, all these concepts are similar concepts are written in Bhagavad Gita. He says, Visrajami puneh puneh सर्वभूतानि कौन्तेय प्रकृतिम यान्ति मामे काम कल्पक्षय पुनस्तानि कल्पादो विसृजामि हम. कल्प के प्रारंभ में मैं सब भूत प्राणियों की रचना करता हूं और कल्प के अंत में वो सब मुझे ही प्राप्त होते हैं. दिस इज वैक्यूम टू वैक्यूम ट्रांजिशन इन क्वांटम फील्ड थ्योरी. एंड वो आगे के श्लोक में मुझे पूरा याद नहीं, ही सेज विसृजामि पुनः पुनः, बार बार मैं उनको रचता हूं उनके कर्मों के ऊपर आधारित, means उनकी properties, characteristics, according to the characteristics of these annihilation and creation operators. If I have three particles like electron, positron, photon, I make a Fock-Spitz decomposition. I made it for quantum mechanics. I expressed x and px in terms of a linear sum of A dagger and A. You might recollect. Yes? Many of you were there. So, this is called Fock-Spitz decomposition because capital N commutes with itself. And if you express it in terms of a matrix, it's a diagonal matrix. So this is named after the famous physicist Fock, F-O-C-K. So in quantum field theory, these creation, annihilation, and number operators, they are also functions of the wave vector k, which is momentum p is h cross k. So they are also functions of k, which is a continuous variable. Okay. So means a dagger or a or product of A dagger and A, it's defined at each and every value of K continuously. And if you apply, let us say, A dagger to the vacuum state, a one particle state would be created. But which particle? If this A dagger corresponds to E plus or E minus or photon, gamma, accordingly you will create a one particle state. That one particle would correspond to that characteristics of that creation operator which is being applied. And I can apply all the three. I have a three particle state with one photon, one electron, and one positron. And if I apply with the annihilation operators, then I would get back to the vacuum state. Okay. So this is a very encouraging analogy, very perfect analogy of these ideas. Okay, so with that I leave this topic and I proceed further. So quantum theory is one of the most well-known theory, one of the most accurate theories of nature. It has been measured to several results. Just look at simple QED theory, just look at the numerical value of the anomalous magnetic moment of the electron. You need 76 Feynman diagrams to calculate it. You see? And it tallies up to 8 or 9 digits up to the experimental measurements according to the textbooks which were written 40-50 years ago. So I am not giving you the latest results. It's enough if that result agrees up to 8 or 9 digits. So this is one of the most successful theories of nature. And I told you, summarized in my recapitulated the contents of this theory: 6 quarks, 6 leptons, and one unique Higgs, which I forgot, and of course photon, gluons, W plus, W minus, and G. This is all the content of the standard model. Now, let me first take you to gravity theory. What we know about gravity theory, and why we want to unify it with the quantum theory. Quantum theory, this standard model, is described in terms of flat space-time. flat space-time x, y, z axis, orthogonal system of coordinates, and then fourth, time, iota times c into t. Okay, c into t dimensionally is x or y or z. So we are then in the four-dimensional Minkowski space. And we write down the entire standard model in terms of the four-dimensional Minkowski space, which is a flat space. X, Y, Z are flat axes. Flat means just flat straight line. We are not handling the curved space-time manifolds. In that case, there cannot be any gravity in the theory. Now, let me interlink it with the concept that was just taught to you on gauge invariance. Gauge invariance is a symmetry. I have decided today that next time I will sometime give here lectures on symmetries in physics, in classical and quantum physics, and then continuous and discrete symmetries. Then one can also classify them as internal symmetries and external symmetries. So gauge symmetry is an internal symmetry, and the gauge invariance means that d mu j mu is 0. The divergence, pore divergence of the pore vector current vanishes. It implies that J0, the charge operator, is constant, it is conserved. For QED theory, this is identically equal to the electronic charge that we measure in our laboratory using different experiments at the master's level also. I think the American soil drop experiment and some such experiments where you measure the electronic charge, right? So, this is our one aspect, and here I have just pointed out that gravity at the moment is not in this theory.